You step onto a packed Tokyo train at rush hour. Hundreds of bodies pressed shoulder to shoulder in a sealed metal tube. And something is missing. The smell. No sweat. No stale odor. And no thick cloud of cologne trying to hide it either. Now here's the part that should make you uncomfortable. If you walked onto that train, you would be the one people quietly lean away from. Not because you're dirty, because everything you were taught about being clean is, by Japanese standards, slightly wrong. Japan doesn't just have different hygiene rules. It has a completely different definition of clean. And coming from the West, you're breaking rules you never knew existed, the kind that make people step back half an inch and never tell you why. Stay until number 6, because it's the reason your laundry still smells off after a full wash. And number 11 decides how your character is silently judged in the most private Japanese settings, without a single word spoken. Comment clean if you thought a daily shower was enough. You're about to find out it isn't. Now let me show you the one word that controls all 11 of these rules. Before the rules, one word, wa, social harmony. In the West, your scent is a personal choice. In Japan, it's a shared responsibility. If your presence pushes into someone else's sensory space, through body odor or through too much perfume, you've broken wa. You've taken more room than you were given. Japan even has a name for the offense, sumaha, smell harassment. Every rule below traces back to this one idea, so hold on to it. Rule 1. The shower is not the finish line. Americans treat the shower as the whole event. Soap, rinse, done. In Japan, the shower is just pre-washing. You scrub and rinse completely before you ever enter the bath, the ofuro. Cleaning and soaking are two separate acts. So while the West does one quick rinse and calls it clean, Japan does a full decontamination first. That gap is where odor begins, and it grows in Rule 2. Rule 2. The nightly soak. Not the morning rush. Most Americans shower in the morning to wake up. Most Japanese bathe at night to reset. A hot soak opens pores, lifts the day's sweat and bacteria out of the skin, and, backed by real sleep research, the drop in body temperature afterward triggers deeper sleep. You wake up already clean instead of scrubbing off a night of bacterial buildup. Different timing, completely different starting point. And that starting point sets up the biggest myth of all. Rule 3. Perfume is not a solution. It's evidence. Here's the belief you need to drop. In the West, cologne signals clean. In Japan, a heavy scent signals the opposite, that you have something to cover. Real cleanliness has no smell to mask. So drowning yourself in fragrance doesn't read as fresh. It reads as a confession. This is the past belief challenge that reframes everything after it. Because the goal was never to smell good. It was to smell like nothing. Rule 4. Fresh clothes every single day. No exceptions. Re-wearing jeans because they look fine is normal in America. In Japan, fabric that touched your skin for a full day is considered used, full stop. Bacteria feed on the sweat left in fibers overnight. And by day 2, that shirt is quietly fermenting. Daily fresh clothing isn't vanity. It's cutting off odor at its fabric source, which leads straight to how that fabric gets washed. If this is quietly changing how you see clean, subscribe. This channel is built on the details the West never taught you. Now, number 6. The laundry secret I promised. Rule 5. Small, frequent laundry beats big, heavy loads. Americans let laundry pile into one giant weekend load, cramming the machine full. Japan washes small and often. An overpacked machine can't actually move the clothes through the water, so nothing rinses clean. Detergent and bacteria stay trapped in the fibers. Smaller loads wash completely. This is the setup for the exact problem you've been blaming on your detergent. Rule 6. Why your laundry still smells off wet. This is the one. In the West, we wash in hot water and leave clothes sitting damp in the machine for hours. That warm, wet, dark drum is a perfect farm for bacteria, the source of that faint, sour, wet towel smell that survives washing. Japan's answer. Wash cooler, and then air dry, often in sunlight. UV light is a natural disinfectant that kills the odor bacteria a dryer just bakes in. Your laundry doesn't smell off because of your detergent. It smells off because it never fully dried or drained. Fix that, and half the battle is over. But the next rules leave the laundry room entirely. Rule 7. Shoes stop at the door. Them. A genkon, the sunken entryway, isn't decoration. Shoes carry the entire outside world in. Street grime, bathroom bacteria, everything you stepped in all day. Wearing them across your floors spreads that film through the space you breathe and sleep in. Removing them at the door keeps the home a genuinely clean zone. And what lives on your feet matters more than you think, as Rule 8 shows. Rule 8. Feet are treated as a hygiene priority in the West. Feet are an afterthought. In Japan, a culture that sits on floors, removes shoes constantly, and shares tatami space, feet are washed, dried, and cared for deliberately. Trapped moisture between the toes is where foot odor breeds, and in a shoes-off society, your feet are seen and smelled. What's invisible in America is on full display here. Which brings us to the hands. Rule 9. The oshibori ritual. Sit down in a Japanese restaurant and you're handed an oshibori, a hot, damp towel. Before you touch anything, you clean your hands before the meal, every time, as a built-in ritual, not an afterthought. Cleanliness here is proactive, woven into the moment, instead of a quick rinse only when hands look dirty. It's a small act that says you respect the shared table, and respect is the thread running into the final rules. Rule 10. Managing scent at the source, not the surface. Japan targets odor where it starts. Diet is lighter on the heavy dairy and strong spices that seep out through the skin as body scent. Oral care is meticulous, because breath is part of your scent footprint too. Instead of spraying over a problem, the whole approach removes the cause. This is the philosophy of every rule compressed into one idea, and it peaks in the last one. Rule 11. The rule that judges your character. In shared baths, ryokan, and homes, there are unspoken codes. You rinse thoroughly before entering shared water. You never let your towel touch the communal bath. You leave every space exactly as clean as you found it for the next person. No one instructs you. No one corrects you. But how carefully you follow these codes silently tells everyone what kind of person you are. It speaks without a word, because in Japan, hygiene was never really about you. It was about the invisible respect you show everyone around you. So the silent train wasn't a mystery. 11 habits, all flowing from one word, wa. Pre-wash before the soak, bathe at night, skip the cover-up scent, fresh clothes daily, wash small, air dry in the sun, shoes at the door, feet as a priority, hands before the meal, odor killed at the source, and respect in every shared space. Clean in Japan was never about smelling good. It was about leaving no trace on the people around you. Tell me in the comments, which of these 11 were you getting wrong without knowing? The laundry, the perfume, or the shower order? And if someone in your life needs to hear this, send it to them quietly. That's the most Japanese thing you could do. Start with just one tonight. Because being truly clean isn't what you add, it's what you stop leaving behind.